Hello, thanks to those of you who just joined the call. We're just waiting for a few more people to be admitted, and then Iman will get started. So just one more minute. Thanks so much for your patience. It'll just be another minute here. Okay, so hello and welcome to our open access regulatory intelligence session today. We're so excited to offer you insight into the inner workings of our company, how our regulatory team meets and makes sure that we're on top of all of the different changes happening all over the world. Our presenter, Iman, is a highly experienced professional specializing in scientific and regulatory affairs within the medical device and IVD industry. A few housekeeping items. So first of all, please remain muted with your camera off. Arazy Group members are the only ones able to ask questions during this session. If you have questions, please just note them down, and right after the session, you will receive an email so that you can just fill out the form, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have or suggestions or things you want to add. We will be recording the meeting for our own purposes, but unfortunately, we are not able to distribute this meeting. So thanks so much and hope you enjoy. Iman, I will leave it up to you.
Thank you, Deidre. Welcome everybody to our monthly regulatory update meeting for January 2024. This is our first meeting in this year. So let's start. In today's meeting, the country that we're gonna cover will be in total 8 countries: Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, India, we're gonna see some updates in Thailand, in Serbia, in Turkey, Australia, Hong Kong, and finally, we're gonna finish with Malaysia. The first stop, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This update revolves around the effect of variation on the product classification. So at the end of November 2023, the Saudi Food and Drug Authority, SFDA, published the first version of a guideline that discuss the effect of this different variation on the product classification application. So this guideline aim to assist applicants with the details of the various category of variation that can affect the classification request. So there are 2 types of variation. The first one, minor variation. This one do not affect the classification decision. So in case we have undergone a minor variation, this one do not require a reclassification. However, a notification letter for the variation could be submitted and in this email or through the electronic product classification system known as EPCS. Now, for the major variation, these ones may affect or have significant impact on the classification decision. Thus, it requires a new classification request. Just a note, there is another guidance that could help for the product classification and details the requirement on how to submit the classification request in case we have to undergo a reclassification when we have a major variation. So the guideline, as I said, include an appendix with examples that could help to see what is the kind of changes that are considered as minor changes or major changes. Here we have some examples for the minor changes. We can see here change in the administrative information, such as the name, the address of the manufacturer, transfer the product to new marketing authorization holder, change in the name of the product, change in the name of the active substance, change in the pack size or container. So as we say, this minor variation do not need a reclassification request, but there is an optional notification letter to inform about the variation. Now for the measure variation, here we have also some example. Uh, such as the change of the product labels, information, change on the composition of the product, the concentration of the composition, etc. And this one, as we said, need a new classification request. Now, as we shift our focus to India, we encounter a notable update concerning the National Single Window System, called NSWS. So this one on January 1st, 2024, the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, published a notice regarding the launching of this Windows system portal. So the objective of this portal is to have a one-stop to process these three types of application. Application for grant of certificate of registration of a notified body through the form MD01. Second, the application for license to manufacture medical device for purpose of clinical investigations, tests, evaluation, examination, demonstration, and training, and this could be done through the form ND12. And finally, application for license to import medical devices for the purposes of clinical investigation or test or evaluation or demonstration or training. And this is through the form MD16. Now, moving forward, Thailand takes center stage with entry on force of the full Common Submission Dossier Template, known as CSDT. So the FDA has published an announcement on December 22, 2023, to remind all interested parties that the deadline for filling full CSDT is approaching. Thus, from next February 15, 2024 onward, anyone who wishes to submit registration, amendment, or renewal any application regarding medical devices license must submit a full CSDT. Now, our next destination is Serbia. And here we encounter an important update as well regarding amendment of medical device registration. Let's see. So on mid-November 2023, the Agency for Medicine and Medical Devices of Serbia published the version 11 of the instruction for submitting an amendment of registration medical device. So this instruction document specify these 4 items. The instructions specify that submitting a request to change the registration of a medical device should be done electronically through this e-portal, as we can see here the address. And a request is submitted for one type of change. It means one request, one change per request. And the types of changes and addition to the registration of medical devices. These instructions specify all the types of changes and addition for the registration of medical devices. It specifies also for each change the required document to be submitted and the updated fee for each one. Okay. Now the next on our agenda is Turkey. Here also a significant regulatory update pertains to 3 important items. Here we have the authorized representative, products that are not considered medical device, and finally mutual recognition of ER and notified body. So at the end of November 2023, the Turkish Competent Authority published an announcement for the registration to the UTS of the authorization certificate issued between the manufacturer who is not resident in the European Union or Turkey and the EU authorized representative appointed by the manufacturer in question. So the announcement basically stated that as of 12 January, already in force, 2024, manufacturing companies that are not resident in an European member country or Turkey must submit the agreement they have made with the European authorized representative appointed to supply their devices in European Union member country and Turkey via the product tracking system known as UTS. And the original document and its Turkish translation with a sworn translator will be uploaded together. And apostille or embassy consulate approval will not be required on the original document. Okay. So, in another announcement that was published in the end of October last year, it contained an update or a reminder about the product that are not considered medical devices within the scope of medical device regulation, mean within the definition or the scope of medical device regulation, and to remind that these do not need to be registered. And here are some examples. We have the radiation protection screens, hand, body, or floor disinfectant, wipes used to clean the injection site, and menstrual cups, etc. So this is just a reminder, and it's specify a lot of example that could be consulted in this instruction. And another announcement was published at the end of September. This is in line with the first one that we just discussed. This one is regarding the mutual recognition of authorized representative and notified body in the field of medical devices between Europe and Turkey. So the announcement again stated that manufacturers established in the European Union have no obligation to designate an authorized representative in Turkey to place medical device in the Turkish market. And similarly, a manufacturer established in Turkey will not have obligation to designate an authorized representative in the European Union to place medical device in the European Union market. Therefore, and here we can understand better the first announcement, manufacturer established outside the territory of European Union or Turkey only need to designate one authorized representative, either in Europe or Turkey, in order to place medical devices in the market in the European Union or Turkey. And at the same time, a notified body established in Turkey has the same right and obligation as a notified body established in the European Union. So medical devices covered by a certificate duly issued by a Turkish notified body may be placed on the market in the European Union. And similarly, medical devices covered by a certificate duly issued by a notified body established in the European Union can also be placed in the market in Turkey. So I hope this is clear for the mutual recognition between Turkey and the European Union and anyone interested in those two markets, how to deal with that. Our journey takes us to Australia now, where a recent regulatory update addresses the reclassification of several medical devices. Again, I know we already talked about that in previous meetings, but there is another update or confirmation. And second, the key point is about the quality management system audits. So for the reclassification of medical devices, so as I said, in our recent meeting, summary meeting in December, we had a discussion about that, about the reclassification of several medical devices in Australia. And we have informed that reclassification of these medical devices that we can see in this list, medical devices in direct contact with the heart, central circulatory and central nervous system. Second, medical devices that are substances to be introduced into the body or applied to and absorbed by the skin, spinal implantable medical devices that administer medicines or biologicals by inhalation, and finally, active medical devices for therapy with a diagnostic function. So what's happened with these five types of medical devices? On November 2021, there was an announcement that these medical devices should be reclassified. We have this guidance for reclassification of these medical devices. Okay, and the transition period was set up until the 31st of October 2024. However, last July 2023, the government agreed that a regulatory amendment of this transition period should be drafted in order to extend this transition deadline. So it was like just suggestion or a draft. Now, finally, the guidance for the classification of this MD was updated on January this month, and it's confirmed that the updated transitional deadline for these medical devices would be the 1st July 2029. So now it is confirmed. Well, regarding the second key point for Australia today, quality management system audit. So, also in December 2023, second version of this guidance regarding the management system audit and certification, it was published. And this guidance, well, it provides information for medical devices manufacturer on how we conduct quality management system audit, roles and responsibility for audits, aspects of conformity assessment certification relating to auditing, and also post-auditing activity. So the most important update here in this second version is addition of some information regarding remote audits and desktop audit or desktop audit, audit attendee, audit approach, certification decision, many information, I think important update regarding several items of the audit member roles, cases where the audit cannot be closed out, and some examples of minor disconformity that could help to prepare the audit for the quality management system in Australia. Now, in Hong Kong, we will discuss a regulation update regarding changes of medical devices already listed. On December 2022, 2023, the Medical Device Administrative Control System issued the guidance notes for changes of listed medical devices. It stated that starting from the 1st of January 2024, already in force, the local responsible person known as LRP shall report any major change of a listed medical device by submitting a change application as soon as possible and should be at least 12 weeks prior to any planned implementation. This is for major change, so 12 weeks prior to the implementation. And for minor changes, the LRP shall notify the authority within 24 weeks from the time the LRP become aware of the change. Okay, and finally, we arrive in Malaysia, where we will discuss two essential updates. The harmonized borderline products in Asian and the harmonized classification of medical devices in Asia. So on December 2023, NDA issued two updated guidance documents. The first one concerned the harmonized borderline product in Asia. And so this guidance document provide the list of borderline products, whether they are medical devices or non-medical devices, based on their intended purpose as claimed by the manufacturer, which is harmonized in Asia. So in this second update, we can consult the updated list of of the borderline product that are classified as medical devices or no in the Annex A. And it is important to note that this guidance document will be updated on a yearly basis. So here we can expect the next one by the end of this year. We should be aware that these lists are active. They could be changed. It is updated on a yearly basis in order to reflect all the latest decision of the Asian Medical Device Committee. And the second guidance in Malaysia is a document that provides the harmonized list of risk classification of medical devices, including IVD, based on their intended use, purpose, and claimed by the manufacturer. So here again, this updated guidance include the updated list of the harmonized risk classification of medical devices, and it is listed in the Annex A of the guidance. And it is important also to note that this guidance will be also updated yearly. Now we can expect also by the end of this year another update, and should be always we should always check the latest one, because this could change. The list could be updated, it could change. Now to summarize, so here and today in our meeting we have discussed update in this 8 country, and these are the key points that we have discussed. In Saudi Arabia, we've seen the effect of variation on product classification, in which case we have to request a reclassification. In India, the launching of the NSWS for three kind of application. In Thailand, the entry and force the date of the entry force of the full CSDG. In Serbia, the amendment of medical device registration. In Turkey, everything concerning the recognition between the Europe and the Turkey, and the foreign interested the manufacturer for Turkey or Europe, either for the authorized representative or the notified body. Also a reminder about the product that are not considered medical device. In Australia, we discussed about the reclassification and the new deadline, the new confirmed deadline, the quality management system audit, the guidance regarding the update of many items regarding the audits. In Hong Kong, the changes of the listed medical devices, and what are the responsibility of the LRP to notify about that, depending on the minor or major changes. On Malaysia, we have just seen the updated guidance regarding the borderline product classification, medical devices, and reminded that will be updated yearly, is an active list, and should be always consulted. And yeah, thank you. This is all for today update. And please, if you have any question. Ana Lucia. Yes.
Hello, Iman. Thank you for
Hi.
the session. I have a question about Thailand. What about the partial registration scheme? Is there any special case where the partial registration will still be applied?
In Thailand, yeah, thank you, Ana Lucia. As I said, in Thailand, we know that there was a partial registration scheme and a full registration scheme for some medical devices. But from February 15, 2024, as I said, anyone who wishes to submit a registration in Thailand or amendment or any kind of application should submit a full CSDG. The partial registration, this one, it was just introduced to facilitate the transition to the new regulation. So the Thai FDA has implemented this partial registration scheme, um, in which some requirement in the technical documentation was waived, and this one was for the first year since the application of the new regulation. It was set up from the February 2021 to February 2024, and this and in the middle of February of this year will end with and will be completely replaced by a full registration scheme. No more partial registration scheme.
Thank you very much.
We still have some days. You're welcome. Yeah. Any other question? Yes, Idan. Idan? Yeah, please go ahead. Idan or Edith? You are unmuted. Please unmute yourself. You are muted. Okay, here I have the message from Eden. Do all applications need to be processed through the national single window? Yeah, you are referring to the national single window system in India that was just launched. No, as I said, only 3 activities that I listed will be processed through the NSWS. All the rest will continue to be processed through the portal, the online portal that was used until now. So just the 3 applications that I have mentioned.
Ayman, thank you very much. It was very interesting. I have a question about KSA. The minor variation in KSA, is it required a new classification request? But it is required sorry. My question is, does the minor variation in KSA not require a new classification, but notification?
Yes, the minor variation in KSA does not require a reclassification, but it is optional to send a notification letter. It is not required, it's just optional for the notification letter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. So if we don't have any more questions, I would like to thank all of you. We appreciate your presence, and we look forward to having you with us in our next regulatory update webinar for February. So thank you.
Just a reminder that this recording is for our company purposes only, and it will not be distributed. But if you have any questions, feel free to respond to the email that you can check for in your inbox that'll be coming shortly. Thanks so much. Thanks again, Iman. Appreciate that.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.